Figured I'd just film this part because I don't really have much motivation to write a blog update, but I figured maybe I could film one, or at least a very short one. Um, so I hurt my finger the other day, and this project has been put on hold. Have I even told you about this project? Maybe there will be a blog update before this, that I write about this project. This is a 1933 button-down front skirt. As you can see, I've got it all together. I used the sandwich method to put the lining in. These flaps here will fold over and become like the buttons and the buttonholes. I got everything put together. I've got the waistband on, and I was going to start on hemming and buttonholes. But I hurt my finger and I had to take a break. Also, the waistband is a little bit loose, like falling down loose. And I think I can fix it by taking in some darts. You can see I've got lines here where my darts are going to be. I was having some trouble puckering though. And then I noticed this. I don't know how well you can see that. I don't know what happened here. I'm really confused. It looks like a thread got pulled and it's like unraveled. So I'm gonna have to unpick this seam. Like you can't see any damage like here or here. So I'm gonna have to unpick this seam and probably like bind it down and then with thread and sew it back up again and make sure that it's not gonna spread. I really have no idea. It looks like it got snipped or like a thread broke. Because like it's not like cut. It's just kind of unraveled. I'm really confused. But it is what it is. It does need to be ironed down a little bit better, but whatever. I did snip out here because I've got so many layers of fabric. It was just so thick. And yeah, I'm going to be working on this today. My finger's a bit better. I'm going to start on this first. Maybe try and fix that before it ruins everything, because I really want to wear this. And it's almost spring, so like I don't have a whole lot of time to wear this left in winter. It's wool, so you know, kind of want to get it done. And I do have buttons. We went to the thrift store and Andrew found like the most awesome buttons. Like there's some wood ones in here. They don't all quite match, but they look really good against this red. So yeah, that's where we are today. Alright, so I figured out what it is that's going on. So it's actually just the edge of the fabric in here. If you open it up on this side, you can actually see that it's just, I don't know if you can see because the sun is so bright. It's just the edge of the fabric. You can see my needle holes. When I put this together, the top of the outer fabric didn't quite line up with the top of the lining, and it was shorter than I thought it was. So that's an easy fix. I can fix that up real quick. So I have not filmed anything in a while. Yesterday I finally sat down and I got 8 of the 10 buttons put on. I still have 2 buttons to put on the top here, the waistband. Today I'm working on playing with the buttonholes to make sure that I know how they go together and also that I make them the right size. I just sat down and I made this little thingamabobby that will hopefully give me the right length for my buttonholes for all the different buttons, because these buttons don't really match. I've got like 2 plastic ones and a bunch of wooden ones, but these are different from these, and this one is like super thick, and so I just wanted to make sure that they all will fit, so I've got them all labeled here in the order that they are on the garment. And then I have just made this up out of a scrap. I just basted a scrap of the lining to a scrap of the outer, and then I've got these little squares that I'm going to just kind of stick on and play around with. I don't think I need to pin them just to mark the line on them. In fact, I know I don't. I could just put them on my book and mark the line with a pen. That would work. And I'm gonna do like the basting in this white or off-white fabric thread, just so I know that I can see my stitches and know that I'm doing it right. So we'll see how this goes. Just noticed that I messed up my measurements somehow, or my conversions. As you can see, these are written down in centimeters, and I sat down to make the line, and I reread it, and I'm like, wait a minute. 8 centimeters? 8.5 centimeters? That can't be right. So I gotta do this over again. Oh, hopefully I get it right this time. First problem, I got it all stitched down and cut. It is not long enough, or rather it's not wide enough to go through the hole. Like it won't stay. I can't fold it down and over. Like, no, that's not right. Yeah, I need to make them wider. So sadly, all these little bits I cut out are not going to work. But oh well, we're gonna try this over again. This is why we're doing this. So yeah. Okay, here is my first kinda completed buttonhole. My son has woken up. I spent like an hour just trying to watch YouTube tutorials because my sister-in-law is downloading a game and it's taking up all the bandwidth, so I could only watch in 240, whatever. Anyway, it's not great. I see now how important it is that the weave of the fabric is perfectly straight. And so I was like, well, you know what? I've got it this much complete. I can put it over a button, right? And I can. So this one was made to go over this gigantic button here. But when I do that, something interesting happens. It slides on actually quite easily. It's a little bit big. And yeah, you see all that like wrinkling? That is because, and I knew I was doing this wrong when I sewed them on, I sewed these buttons kind of flush to the fabric. So when the buttonhole goes around it, instead of only pinching the thread, it's pinching a bunch of fabric too. So it's bunching. And for about half a second, I was like, you know what, it's no big deal. And then my brain went, no, Hannah, you're going to hate how that looks. So I have to redo all the buttons. Yay. I'm so excited. I have never wanted to do anything more in my life than to sew on all these buttons again. At least I didn't put these 2 on. That would suck massively. But yeah. That was an hour wasted, and my child is awake an hour early, so I can't even work on it more, even if I really had the inclination to. So that's fun. Yep.